Hey everybody, Eddie Hates Anime here with another movie review. Not gonna be a very long one, but I wanted to talk about the movie They Will Kill You, recently released, and I watched it sometime last week. And I think there's a couple things to talk about here, so without further ado, let's get into it. Subscribe if you're new. I yap about media that I consume. Nom nom nom. They Will Kill You is a 2026 action comedy horror film directed by Kirill Sokolov. If I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry, just correct me in the comments. From a script co-written with Alex Litvak. Also, if I pronounced that wrong, let me know in the comments. Rip that off of Wikipedia, by the way. Its story setup is basically our main character and her younger sister try to run away from their abusive dad. Shit doesn't work out. She even tries killing him, but police go after her, and unfortunately, she runs away and kind of abandons her sister in the process. A real sympathetic setup right from the get-go. 10 years later, our main character gets a job as a maid at a rich fancy place. And while yes, a lot of places with large gatherings of wealthy people are already unsettling because of how creepy a lot of them tend to be, this was creepy in more ways than one. It's a fucking cult movie. They try to kill her, she kills them, they resurrect, she's got to find a way to survive. It's that type of movie. I'm not going to get into the thick of it. Go watch the movie if you want to know what happens, because there's small twists and turns and revelations that's better explained by the film itself. But starting off, I will list the positives of the movie. First one being our lead actress, Zazie Beetz, which I also don't know if I'm pronouncing right, but she was great here as she is in everything. A big draw for me to watch this was her. After seeing the trailer, I obviously recognizing an actor that I like and that she's spearheading the cast, the lead name on the film. And she doesn't disappoint. She plays this character very well, just a kind of the sexy badass archetype almost, because she is just wearing underwear for the first however minutes of the film and like most of the trailers, but not all the film. I expect it to be all the film because it's what the trailer showed, but I think that's very much marketing on purpose. But she is a badass in general. And that leads me to my next praise. The fight choreography is wonderful. Probably my favorite thing this movie has to offer. Not only is our main character in this John Wick or Rambo, me against the world type of situation, but she's also super creative and on the spot with her tactics and battle solutions against supernatural enemies. So she's allowed to kill them as many times as she wants and not run out of enemies. A problem that a lot of movies would have. It's like, how do you explain all of these enemies that keep coming in? Either you don't, or you just make it so they resurrect. So more gore, yippee! All that in conjunction with the aesthetics and vibes overall in terms of camera work, editing, etc. The presentation is really well done and intentional most of the time. Reminiscent of those older styles that have cult followings. It's even on its Tarantino timing with a very particular feet scene, so that might sell some of you guys on this film. Now plot, writing... The vibes, though. The vibes. Like, even the music and how it's timed is really well done. As well as sound effects. This movie sounds good. Nothing overstays its welcome in that realm. It stops at good points. Gives you room to breathe and everything. And back to the camera work. Lots of close-ups and very fun panoramas and things and shots. Like, this movie knows what it's aiming to be. It's not trying to be an Oscar-winning all-timer or anything, and I'm sure it was a really fun time to work on and edit the craziness of it. So you may notice the movie does have a big fuck it we ball energy, letting loose a lot, very in the moment. I don't think they were too worried about critic reception or anything. Unfortunately, the script is a mess. It's not like a mess in terms of hard to understand or anything. This isn't you need a high IQ to understand They Will Kill You. The movie's just a bit disjointed with its narrative structure and the care they put in it versus the care they put into the action sequences. And this causes the movie to lose steam very quickly and become one that's purely remembered for its fight scenes. I'm guessing right now. Obviously can't see the future, but 20 years from now, they'll be like, oh yeah, that movie had good fight scenes, as opposed to talking about the plot. The opening is really strong because most of it's not fight related outside of the immediate beginning with the dad and all that, but a lot of it's set up for what's to come, and it does initially read as very interesting. But yeah, my interest in the lore of the fucker she's fighting and everything behind it, I didn't end up caring. The plot of her sister, I kind of cared, but not as much as I think I should have. And that's unfortunate because I went from initially being like, okay, where are we heading with this? I'm quite interested. This could be kind of crazy, kind of nutty, to, okay, when's the next fight scene? And if you know me, especially from my anime reviews, I'm not the type of meathead. Normally, I'm the opposite. I'll watch a fucking battle shonen and be like, amazing fight scene. Where's the character moments? Where's the long monologues in the dialogue? But if your characters don't have too much to offer and the fight scenes slap, if the shoe fits. But like I said, the movie knows what type of movie it is. I just wish it was a bit better in that regard. Wish the writing was a bit tighter. And while I said I liked the main actor, some of the acting from the supports was kind of odd. I don't know exactly what it is. I can't really point my finger at it. I'm also not the smartest when it comes to like acting techniques and all of this stuff. It's probably the thing in film that I don't know as much technically about, because a lot of it is just human emotion and being able to follow that. Now, with that being said, I do understand this role, or at least a lot of the actors in this movie are playing a role that is not human in nature, so they have to act differently than a normal human character. But I don't know. I don't think I connected with many of the performances like I was meant to, outside of a couple characters that I did like. And I'm talking about characters that are actually present characters, not the random hordes of people that she's fighting. And not to spoil here, but the ending, while being really fucking dumb, was extremely entertaining, especially what they worship. They reveal that. So W for the ending, because it was gory, it was funny as hell, and did tie up threads, obviously being the end of the movie. They actually low-key cooked with certain explanations for the rules and exploitations of said rules regarding the fate of a particular character that I'm not going to spoil. The ending is kind of like the best and the worst of the movie all in one moment. I also recognize there is some neat thematic groundwork this movie stands upon, such as exploitation of the poor from the rich, the predatory system we are all suffering under, as well as enough family shit that Dom Toretto would be proud of. So they are there, and I think they do enough to hammer these messages in. So there's that. Also, side note, normally like a good 99% of the time, I despise yapping at the movie theater. I say 99 because that 1% is reserved for kids movies. I'm not going to go to fucking Moana and be surprised when the random 4-year-old 2 seats in front of me yells, "Holy shit, it's Maui," when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson graces the screen with his wig on. No, that's expected. But grown-ass people, why are you even here if you're talking? You're clearly not watching the fucking movie. And I'm not talking quick whispers like, or like, what did I miss? I went to the bathroom. I'm talking full-ass conversations. Some motherfuckers think that they're on a podcast. Like, we came here to hear their commentary and jokes. No, I want to see the movie. Shut up! But I will say, for a movie as this one is, it still retains enough silliness and hack and slash fun to where you can still enjoy it for the one time. And because of that, I actually didn't hate that there was a group of a bunch of older dudes, like gray hair old, not middle-aged dad old, but also not dying. That nice sweet spot in between. I didn't get a good enough look at them, but I certainly heard them right behind me. They were making remarks and shit, hooting and hollering throughout the movie at specific points. And I won't lie, they did have me chuckling a couple times. I still love the loner movie experience, unless it's like an Avengers movie or something. A very clear and upfront group experience. Like, you know what you're getting into going into it, because so many people are connected to this thing, and just sometimes they even market the film around that like experience. But just for this little movie, I found those motherfuckers funny. I just felt like I should add that in here. It's not a positive towards the film, but it is a positive towards my experience in the film, watching the film. So yeah, is They Will Kill You peak fiction? No. It's a movie that wants you to go, oh shit, that just happened. Oh shit, this is crazy, for a good hour and a half. It doesn't bore you with too much lore or over explanation. It just gets right into it, not being a ponder piece, but a fun in the moment one. It does unfortunately lose some steam as it goes on, but its peaks are admittedly enjoyable. So, you know, critics be damned, but the critiques are valid. So while I don't think it's good, it's worth a watch if you got nothing better to do, and it seems like it could be a fun watch with friends. If I had any! But that's it from me. What did you think of They Will Kill You 2026? Did you love it? Did you hate it? They will kill you. I'm out. Peace.